Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Points of Articulation. My name's Dave and if you're new to the channel, welcome. Today we have the unboxing of the Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron, General Grievous's Starfighter. This is part of Series 3 and was released in 2023. This particular vehicle is one of the chase variants of the set. It's one of 15,000 and considered rare, as we can see by the sticker. I was on the fence about opening these up, but what are you gonna do? Let's crack it open and see what's inside. So before I look at the box, the General Grievous Starfighter actually has a name. It's called the Soulless One, and it's a well-beloved 22 Heavy Starfighter. Now, this has been in different video games and content. My personal favorite was the original Battlefront 2, where these were actually used as bombers, which was kind of neat. So enough of me yapping. What we're going to do is take a look at the box, open it up, check out the figure, look at the ship real quick, and then we'll be done. So let's get started. Okie dokie, let's grab this bad boy and have a look. We have General Grievous' Starfighter, number 64. Micro Galaxy Squadron. We have General Grievous, who looks very detailed, and I love the cape. We have an insert that he can fit inside of his craft. Notice there's no cape. We have our rare sticker, one of 15,000, which looks pretty cool. Feel kind of bad opening it up, but whatevs. Then we have our ship, which looks fantastic. Very detailed. I love how it's very aerodynamic looking in some parts. Really nice. And I love the negative space underneath, especially with the aft wing right here. Looking cool. Love the canopy. We have laser cannons in the front. Very nice. Then we have Star Wars on the back. Jedi Starfighters on the art. We'll try and take a look at that in just a few. For the top of the packaging. The side. The other side. Series 3. And then the bottom we have our copyright crap. Disney. For the back of the box, we have two images here. One shows that the back fin can go down. I guess, you know, like landing gear, which is kind of cool. The laser cannons can pop up, which is nice. We have our hologram. And another image for the landing gear. For the collectible card, I love this. Does anybody else collect these besides me? I think they look cool. For other ships in the line, we have Poe Dameron's X-Wing. This will be reviewed next. And what a quinky dink. The chase of the line is another Poe Dameron X-Wing, which I also have that now, so stay tuned. All in all, a nice piece of art on this box. I love the packaging on here. So, what do we say? Let's crack it open. Oh boy, can't believe I'm gonna do this. Let's crack it open. Okay. So, for the art, we have Jedi Interceptors. Doesn't look like they're fighting anybody, but there is laser shots going off. So, pretty cool. Or laser bolts, I believe they're called. Okay, moving on. Let's look at the bottom of the packaging. Put this to the side. And we have the artwork for the bottom, which again is pretty much empty. We just have a planet and some asteroids or a ring. Looking pretty nice. Put that to the side as well. And now we'll take a look at the minifigure for the set. Now, one thing I never really showed off is that they come in what looks like little packaging. So let me get a close-up of that real quick. Having a closer look, we can see the figure is in this nice little plastic shell. On the bottom, it does say General Grievous, trademark. And on the back, we have a nice schematic, very similar to what we see with the ships. Now, to open this, it's basically held in with a light friction, that's it. You just pull it and everything collapses. Having a little closer look at the actual minifigure, I love this so much. The molding is great, but just look at this cape. Nicely molded, the wrinkles are all there, it's like it's flowing off his back. This thing is great, and it's a rubbery material so you can remove it. And just look at that interior, all the detailing, really nice. Having a closer look at the minifigure, General Grievous has 4 different colors including the cape. We have black, red, tan, and metallic gray. For its height, it's 2.6 centimeters or 1 inch, and for his weight, it's 0.90 grams or 0.03 ounces. Now you can see General Grievous is very detailed. I love the plates, the armor, everything looks great, and look at his face, you see eye sockets, very nice. Now for articulation, his arms and legs are rubbery material, so they'll wrap all the way around. However, because they're molded facing into his body, you're going to have to move them like I just did right there with your finger to get the hands around. Now for the legs at the hip, they do bend up and down, very nice. So all in all, a very nice minifigure. So before I go, I wanted to compare it with its mystery box counterpart, which has 4 arms and lightsabers, and you can see the difference here. For the most part, it's the same body, just different arms, and here's the cool bit. The cape can fit on the original 4-armed General Grievous, which I really dig the look here. What do you guys think? Okay, and we'll put the cape back on the original General Grievous, which to get it on, you just gotta like maneuver it a little bit, but once it's on, you're good to go. All in all, I like the miniature packaging, and the minifigure is pretty cool as well. So let's move on to the ship, which I know everybody wants to take a gander at. There we go. Put the garbage to the side. And here we have General Grievous's Starfighter, and this thing looks cool. It's got a little weight to it, so we're gonna have to put it on the scale like I normally do now. So getting this craft out of the packaging and really get into explore all the gimmicks and molding, I have to say I'm very impressed with this particular ship. It looks cool, the molding's nice, and the gimmicks, they work well. I'm not too fond of the laser cannon's ability to raise and lower. That's just because I'm afraid I'm gonna break the barrel off, but we'll get to that in just a few. Having said that, I'm very impressed with this. So let's go over the main points real quick. We have our cockpit, which can open. We'll have a closer look at that in just a few. We have our laser cannons. The fuselage looks amazing. Reminds me of the 1989 Batmobile. I dig it. In the aft, we have our fin, which can go up and down. Landing gear on the bottom, which looks cool. We have 2 thrusters, which I love these because, you know, just looking at it, it looks like, yes, they're facing the aft, but they're a little cockeyed, like one's facing this way, one's facing that way, and it works. It's very alien, and I dig it. On the underside, we have 4 screws holding it together, copyright crap all throughout the whole bottom, and some beautiful molding as well. Love the aerodynamic look of this bad boy. Really nice. On the pod sections, they have some beautiful molding, nice line work. You can see some recessed little lines here. And we have our landing gear, which we'll cover in just a few. Very nice. In the back, you can see some nice detail in there as well. Really cool. On the sides, looking sharp. And in the front. Wow, look at that. Really cool. Almost reminds me of a boat, doesn't it? Pretty nice. So, let's go over some of the gimmicks, the opening parts, get a nice close-up real quick. Then we'll put it on the turntable and That's all she wrote. Now for the cockpit, we can see some great recessed windows here, which look fantastic. What you're going to do is take your nail, put it in the top, and it sort of jumps up like that. But on the interior, we have beautiful molding. We have our control levers in the front. Looks to be a little section underneath. Just look at that. Looks like foot pedals. Very cool. And look at the chair. This is well done. Very nice. Now the figure can actually fit in this as well. So to get Grievous into the cockpit, just get him in nice and easy. He'll fit in quite well. Then just shut the canopy and you're good to go. And I think he looks great in there. What do you guys think? Alright, having a closer look at all the articulated areas. In the aft, we do have this fin that can go up when in landing mode. And then the joint is very tight, so I'm going to have to turn it here. But the fin can go down when it's in flight mode. All in all, I really like the aft section. I think it looks great. And there we go. Now, we have a landing gear at the bottom. That's stationary. And then we have the landing gear in the front. Now, these look great. I love the molded pistons and all the details. However, the joints are very, very firm. So getting it into the vehicle is easy. But getting them out is easier said than done. So, I'm struggling right here with my nail to get it open. But it is doable. So it is pretty nice. I do like the detailing on here quite a bit. Now for the laser cannons, they're molded very nice, as you can see. And they do go into that little recess cut. Now you can see it better on this side, and also the little paint mishap underneath. Don't know what's up with that, but it does slide right in there. Now to get these out, so you just got to take your time. What I do is I take my two nails and I just sort of rock it back and forth while slightly pulling up. And as you can tell, it comes out. I'm a little afraid I'm going to break the barrel, but it is a sturdy plastic. It's just very tough. Everything's tight on here. All in all though, I'm very happy with this piece. Okay, so I wanted to get some close-ups of this ship's detail. And you can tell we have some beautiful line work. I love the molding on here. And nothing is really flat. Everything has some sort of detail. Now I really love these pod sections on the sides. I think the detailing on here is very nice. And there is a sort of wash on here, but you don't really see it that much. Like, it doesn't do the job of bringing out all the fine details. It's sort of just another paint layer. Like, you can see it here and there, almost like a layer of dust. It's good, don't get me wrong. But when I think of a wash, I think of one that sort of gets in those nooks and crannies and really makes it pop more than it does. But to each his own. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just bringing up an observation. For General Grievous' Starfighter, for its length, it comes in at 13.5 centimeters or 5.31 inches. And for its weight, it's 41.80 grams or 1.47 ounces. For the paint, we have 5 different colors. We have yellow, gold, silver, and that wash And the main color on here, I want to say it's like a metallic gunmetal gray. It's got that little bluish tint to it, and I really like it. I think it looks great. And that does it for the unboxing of the Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron Series 3 General Grievous' Starfighter, released in 2023. Now, having this ship in the hand, knowing it's a variant and a rare chase, I have to say I'm glad I opened it. I love the design of this particular craft a lot. It's very aerodynamic looking. It's got all those rounded, curved sides that we see a lot in prequel vehicles and the prequels in general. It doesn't really have that industrial feel of, say, a TIE fighter or a Y-Wing starfighter, but it's cool nonetheless. I love the fuselage area a lot. The designs on the sides, the molding, everything is very nice. Now, this particular craft has a lot of moving parts. We have the fin in the back, the landing gear, and also the laser cannons, not to mention the opening cockpit. All of these aspects are nice touches to the ship. I will say this though, the laser cannons in the front, you have to take your time with them. I was struggling to get them up. I was afraid to break the barrel, but they do seem sturdy. Just be cautious with them. Some of my favorite areas on here are the underside, the top with this nice golden yellow strip. I love that. And the interior of the cockpit, to me, looks fantastic. But on the whole, I'm very happy with this. Moving away from the vehicle and talking about the minifigure, I think General Grievous looks fantastic. I think I prefer the one with the 4 arms that we got in the mystery box, but this works very well. You know, Grievous always doesn't have his 4 arms and lightsabers out. He's always walking around and scheming about something. So it was really cool to get him into a more natural pose, if you will, with his cape, which that cape is fantastic. The only problem is he won't fit in the craft with the cape on. So take that cape, put it in a Ziploc or something like that, keep it safe, and, you know, he fits really well in there, which I'm happy about. So having said all that, this is a fantastic piece. If you can get your hands on one, go for it. And that's basically everything I have to say. So thank you so much for taking time out of your hectic schedules to watch my content. It really means a lot to me, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, everybody.